Picking up strangers in the middle of space is a big no-no, Ed. What is up? What is up, people? Welcome back to Nephilim Entertainment. You are watching my coverage of Orville. This is episode 5, Pria. Okay. I like how when you start off the episode, they're watching some old school Seinfeld. Not my biggest choice in comedy, but given sort of the humor that Seth MacFarlane likes to dish out, Seinfeld seems appropriate because it's that little snarky, kind of sarcastic little humor, which we all know he is excellent at. So Seinfeld, good choice. But I like it because it gives a chance for Isaac to learn a little bit about human humor. Well, he finds out that he doesn't understand, so Gordon poses a challenge, a prank war. Yeah, you're going against a prank war against an automaton. That does not even give me hopes of ending well for you, Gordon. But hey, you gotta kill time, I guess, while you're staring at the stars. But they come across a vessel in distress. And I like how my man Gordon points out, she's pretty hot. I volunteer to save her. She's hot. Oh, well, can't say anything. Yeah, sorry, Lana, but pretty girl in space. Gotta be the knight in shining armor. Well, right from the get-go, there was a bit of flirty between Ed and Pria, which we find out that's her name, which is ironically the name of the episode. But there's a lot of flirty between them at first. And as it was pointed out to Ed later on by Kelly and Laura, yeah, he was giving her some little goo eyes. They still say that 400 years from now. And they say goo eyes. Oh, okay, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, they were pretty flirty. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. And the prank war was a success for Gordon because I was rolling when Isaac walks in with wearing Mr. Potato Head stuff. Yeah, that was a pretty prank. That was awesome. Bravo, Gordon. Bravo. That was so funny. Especially when he walks and just looks at everybody, gives a little smile, and then turns back around. That couldn't have been funnier. It couldn't have been. So, with the pranks all going on the ship, well, not pranks, just between Gordon and Isaac. Yeah, given time Priya for her to mingle, and she pretty much hits it off right off the bat, except with Kelly. Kelly just kind of suspects her, has no use for her, feels like it's a little awful convenient that she shows up in space, and then all of a sudden, she just mingles so well. But I personally think it was out of jealousy. I mean, when you see the man that you cheated on actually wooing another woman, especially whenever you felt like he wasn't quite over you, Kelly, I think you got a little booty hurt there. I mean, you're suspicious, whether or not you're right or wrong, still. I personally just think that she is jealous in the fact that she feels like her territory, because, come on, we all know those kind of people that like to have someone wrapped around their finger. Kelly is possibly no exception to this rule. But with that aside, she decides to go to my girl Laura. She tries to go to her, tries to find out a way to find out if she's up to something. But like I said, Laura points out that Elle's making goo eyes. Aren't you just a little bit jealous? Kelly has no defense for that. She has absolutely no offense. But her and Kelly decide they're going to go do some snooping in the room. Well, Ed finds out and he royally chews him. I have to say, I figured Seth's character, Ed, was going to be a major pushover, kind of a spineless little man, but I had to say, when he put on that authority cap, I, for that split second, believed, okay, he was the proper authority. He had it going. Bravo, Seth, bravo, good performance. I have to say, good performance. He actually had me convinced that he was actually really upset and they were actually in trouble. And it wasn't just, your buddy found out you done something stupid and wants to lecture you. No, I mean, Seth actually made me feel like, oh, these people could lose their job. But with all that, it was interrupted, though, with a black matter storm. And my question is those a real thing? Could NASA call me and let me know? Is that a real thing? Dark matter storms? And of course, Pria conveniently shows up and saves the day. Da, 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 which sells Seth pretty good, or Ed, excuse me, Ed pretty good, but Kelly's still not convinced. Everyone else is, but Kelly's still not convinced. What is your deal with this woman? But leads to Ed and Pria having a nice little bonding moment. Oh, so sweet. It was like, oh, kissy cue. Oh, well, that happened fast. Next thing they're in the bed together, which he's a man with needs. She's a woman with needs. Hey, no judgment. But still, I'm like, whoa, I want to take this nice and so, shoo, goes off in the bed just like, Ed, you a hoe. You a hoe. I just wonder if he's going to pull the old classic Captain Kirk, like hook up with every single woman he meets. That would really put a burn in Kelly's. That would really chap her ass right there. If Ed would be, the old Captain Kirk and just go around sleeping with every single woman he comes across. That'd be pretty interesting to see. I'd applaud Seth Farland for going that direction. Well, with all that going on, we take a little shot back to Ed and find out how the prank's going. Isaac Isaac decides to chop off Gordon's leg. Yeah, he chops off his leg for the prank war. Amputation. I love how he's looking. He hobbles in there into the command center, looks at Isaac, we're like, dude, what the are you doing? And all Isaac can do is look at him and go, ha ha, ha ha. Okay, look. It's one thing. I can understand, the chemistry. You got a robot who thinks that apparently dismembering an organic is fine. Oh, well, we can just regenerate your leg. But, which, that right there, you find out that all he can do is go down to sick bay and maybe in a day or so can regenerate his leg. That right there would make pranking people take it to a whole new level. Well, what did you do? I blew off my buddy's leg. How did you do it? I attached an explosive to his foot and his shoe and blew up his foot. Oh, well, we'll just take him down to sick bay and regen. You lost a demerit. That's the thing that gets me. Okay, the robot dismembers a human. And I just look at him like, dude, seriously? Bad prank. We don't do that. No, we don't do that. Shame. But you gotta love it because to me, it's a classic cliche. Let's see if I can try to explain this. You get a robot who obviously is built piece by piece. Download a program, ta-da, he's alive. You got a human. They're two groups of cells that come together, start, doing their little split, their mitosis, whatever, and then they form a person, and eventually it grows, but in some aspect, we wither and die, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the thing that gets me is that robots apparently just don't see no issue with taking off a leg of a human. Whereas with us, it's like, holy crap, what you doing, Mike? I just think it's funny that you had that was the way they went with that. It wasn't a whole, just the stupid little robot who does something that we think is like, oh wow, you poured salt in my coffee instead of sugar. Ha 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 ha. No, it was the full on. Let's. I'm sorry. I just find it funny that they went there. They went there with that. That's just mutilation is not cool, but for a robot to just look at it like, man, I just chopped off his leg. What's the harm? Really? What's the harm? Okay. Let me count the ways. But all things come to a head though with Pria. We kind of fast forward to that. I love how the comedy sort of breaks up the seriousness of the storyline. So we find out that Pria is not who she seems. Surprise there. I mean, hot chick shows up out of nowhere. There's gotta be an issue with that. And the thing that I think hurts the most was that with Pria being who she says she wasn't, kind of proves Kelly right. That's gotta hurt, Fred. It's gotta hurt. But 400 years in the future, we find that out. We find out Priya is actually, I guess what you could say is like a Laura Croft in a way, a treasure hunter from 400 years in the future. She finds out somebody's vehicle or artifact is been destroyed in time. So what does she do? She goes and gets it, brings it through space, time, and all that right before it's. That's what the whole Dark Matter storm was all about. Apparently, they were meant to die. They were meant to die, and she was going to come along, take the craft right before they were supposedly to die, takes it to the future, sells it to the highest bidder. She makes a profit, drops off the cure in the future. She goes on about her married life, and they have to live in their life 400 years in the future. Apparently, according to Pria, Amelia Earhart is, I guess you could say, 800 years in the future. Excuse me. That, to me, wow. That opens up a lot of context for future developments, I just gotta say. Opens up the idea that there's a possibility that we can see a few more storylines where supposed missing people were actually just abducted with these artifact collectors. But with all this said, I guess Ed wasn't too happy about it, so he has Issac hack her little device that Kelly and Alora found when they were snooping to her place. And when Isaac tried to hack it, he blows up. So they kill off Isaac. Isaac's dead. No surprise there. Write him up a prank war too. Come on, we want him to learn a valuable lesson, to learn what it's like to be a real boy. And they're gonna turn around and kill him off. And of course, Gordon's got to be all up in his feels. Doesn't cry. Just kind of like, hey, dude, awesome prank. 10, 20 minutes ago, he was throwing a fit about losing his leg. Now it's like, oh, dude, awesome prank. You rock. Okay, you're a good sport now? Because dude's dead? It's like, oh, my bad. He died, so I guess I gotta be a good sport. Really? Really? Okay. Okay, we'll go there. But I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable here. Just saying. But she somehow pilots the craft to this wormhole and then jumps into space into the future. Well, Captain gets a mysterious message, something about some Thin Mints, and all hell breaks loose. I'm having trouble keeping track. You got Gordon and Ed and John steering a plane. You got Kelly whooping Priya's ass. I mean, lays a smackdown on this chick. Oh my god, I am surprised all the guys didn't stop and go, whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. No, that didn't happen. I was, but they didn't. Sorry, Laura. But, come on, girl, call me. Anyway, but they laid a smackdown. Apparently, it was Isaac. Issac. That's the thing, I guess, about computers. He downloaded himself into the cube, which in turn went to the ship, and now he's la da da. He's back, and he's back. He didn't die. Who? Been more interesting if they would have killed him off, but then again, if you start killing off main characters, then who's to say who's next? I don't want them killing off anybody just yet. Bortus. But anyway. Yeah, and then we find out that, and now of course Ed's all booty hurt, which we find out that if they destroy it, which here's the thing, a massive black hole, and if they shoot a couple missiles into it, it disappears. That's not my issue, believe it or not. My issue is, okay, this is what I hate about time travel. And this is what I hate about story complexities. They blew up the wormhole. Okay? Pria disappears as if she never did come back. But wouldn't that stop the time hole at that exact time and not in the past? As if you erased it from the present and the future, but how did you erase it from the past too? Which means that eventually she could come back. And also at the same time, what's to say that she couldn't stop them from blowing it up to where she could actually get to the... I mean, this is why I hate time travel so much. It is so confusing. Because there's a lot of what ifs, there's a lot of paradoxes. It's just, I have to apply the story premise, but as far as the complexity, I hate time travel. Because it just raises a lot of questions that are not needed, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, what up next for the Orville? All I can say is infiltration of the Kree. You got Ed and Gordon apparently going to go undercover on a Kree ship. They don't want to blast little kids. That's pretty much what you get the gist of. But they're infiltrating the Kree using some kind of hologram technology. I thought they were just a crew that went out and discovered, but now they're spies? Anyway, that's the episode up next for the Orville. I personally think it's going to be kind of interesting, especially, I love it whenever they start introducing new alien species, just the cultures, the comedy of it all. I mean, Seth's got an awesome way of making something that we see in the science fiction community and point out just the logistics of it, and it's actually quite comical. But just find out what this is all about. Just find out what the Kree's up to, I guess. That's the only thing I can guess for this storyline. But just let me know what you think down in the comments below. What do you think about this episode? Is time traveling confusing to you too? Do you hate time travel? What do you think about Pri and Ed's relationship? Do you think that Kelly was jealous for nothing? Or do you think she was actually being a good XO? Let me know down in the comments below. Give me a big thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my page. But my name is Metatron Urel. You're watching Nephilim Entertainment. Tell your daydreamers and critters out there, keep your heads in the cloud. Peace.